No. No. This is embarrassing. I've just mentally decided to call this video like, oops, I did it again, book haul. And now I have the worst like earworm. I know it's not a phrase in English, but like the song is stuck in my head and it won't get out. Oops, I did it again. I played with your heart, got lost in a game. You see, my problem is this: I'm dreaming away, wishing for heroes to truly exist. I die watching the day. Can't you see I'm a fool? What is happening? The universe is giving me a sign that I should shut the fuck up, so. Hi guys, it's Teresa. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna do another book haul because I haven't done one in like a week. I know, I literally after the last book haul I was like, I'm not gonna buy any books for like a month. And then I read a book, Red Rising, I'm looking at you, that I really loved, and I wanted to order like everything else in the series, and then I was like, when I'm already at it, I might as well just like buy more stuff, because that's logic for you. So I have a ton of books to show you, like too many to not be ashamed of them, so let's just jump into it. So the first book I have already read because it's a graphic memoir and those are notoriously quick to read. And this is The Best We Could Do by Thi Bui. The author is Vietnamese American, yeah. This book details the escape of her family from Vietnam during the war, and it is fucking phenomenal. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars already. Oh, this is not a wrap up, but who cares? This book is amazing. This already came out last year and I have not heard a single person talk about it. I literally just bought it because I randomly saw it and I was like, I'm into it. So you have to read this. Why is there no hype about it? It's amazing. Next, we come to the instigators of this little book buying rebellion. It's not okay, that was a bad pun. Anyway, I got Golden Sun, Morning Star, and this chunker, Iron Gold by Pierce Brown. Books 2, 3, and 4 in the Red Rising series. I'm almost halfway through Golden Sun right now, and I think this is also gonna be a 5-star read, at least so far it is. It's phenomenal. If you haven't read the Red Rising series, you need to. I know I'm very, very late to the train. This book, like the first book came out in 2014, but I don't care because I'm here for it now, and at least I don't have to wait in between these books because I can marathon them, which I'm currently doing. Actually, a lot of the books I bought this time around are things that I should, like first books in a series that I should have bought sooner. I think that's also Red Rising's fault because now I'm kind of worried of having like missed an amazing series because I just never picked it up. So the first is Nevernight by J. Kristoff. I actually had been meaning to buy this, but I actually have ordered this before, but then it like never went out for delivery, so I canceled my order again, and then I was like, okay, whatever. Waited forever, and now I finally repurchased it basically. I'm sure everybody knows. I think this is about like an assassin in like a school for assassins. The only thing I've really heard about it is that some people really hate it and some people really love it, like in terms of the writing style and because there's like footnotes and shit. But I'm definitely optimistic for this book because I kind of, from the synopsis and from what I've heard of it, it really sounds up my alley. Next I have The Queen of the Changeling by Erica Johansson, another book. I think maybe all of these came out in 2014. That would be, yeah, 2014. I missed the year of 2014 releases somehow. I missed a lot of releases, a lot of years, but particularly I feel like in 2014 I wanted to get a lot of first books new releases, but I never did. And this one I've heard also mixed things about. I think it's a very polarizing book. Some people say it's really boring and nothing happens, and others love it for the intrigue and like stuff like that. So I'm excited. Again, this is has a very appealing premise to me. I love kingdoms, I love fantasy, I love that kind of story. And also, okay, I've never looked at this cover this closely, but that looks awesome. Okay, next I have a random book that I've also never heard of before, but I exclusively got it because of the cover, and that is The Suspicions of Mr. Witcher by Kate Summerskill. If you watched my last video, you might have seen The Song of Achilles, which looks very similar to this because it was also published in the Bloomsbury Modern Classics collection. There's, I think, like 10 books in the series, I don't know. But I was trying to look at like others of the series because I love the aesthetics of these editions. I think they're so beautiful, but nothing else really sparked my interest. And so I went for this, which I believe is a non-fiction true crime story of like the first ever private detective, but maybe I'm wrong. Next I have a secondhand novel that I ordered off of Amazon Marketplace. By the way, if you want to see my hauls like sooner, or you just care to know what I get up to in life, don't forget to follow me on Instagram because I often do like unboxings on my Instagram story. If you care to see those, I'll link it in the description. But yeah, the next one is Dead Cold by Louise Penny. This is book 2 in the Arma & Gamache series. And I read the first one this month for March Mystery Madness, and I really enjoyed it. And I randomly saw that they had like kind of cheap editions on the Amazon Marketplace, so I got that. It is very broken, like the spine is super destroyed, and even to the point of it being like crooked, as you can probably see from the front. But I don't really mind, because I have resigned myself to this series not being pretty, because the first book is like a mass market paperback. And I thought like, okay, whatever, now the rest of the series can look ugly because it's never gonna look pretty anyway. In keeping with sequels to mystery series, I also bought The Silkworm by Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling. I also just read The Cuckoo's Calling, which was actually also on my project TBR for the year 2018, so I'm really pleased to have ticked that off, and I really enjoyed it. I love being back in like the writing of J.K. Rowling, even though it was a completely different genre and completely different everything. I really enjoyed it, and I want to read more. I want to see what else she comes up with in terms of mysteries. Then I have a historical fiction, and this is Fire from Heaven by Mary Reynolds. It is a retelling slash historical, not retelling, it's a historical fiction of Alexander the Great. And I'm really interested in this. I think this has really great reviews. The book was published like 50 years ago, but people still consider it very relevant today. So, I mean, obviously it's a historical fiction. It's kind of considered like timeless in a way, so I'm really excited. And the last 4 books are probably the only, oh my god, my foot fell asleep. Ow, hurts a lot. And the last 4 books are probably the only ones that I didn't unbox on my Instagram story already, so those will be a surprise for everyone. But anyway, the first is another mass market paperback that I'm mad about, but whatever. It's The Red Sister by Mark Lawrence, another first book in a fantasy series. I think it's also about an assassin girl. There's a convent that trains assassins. It sounds very much like Grave Mercy to me, but I've heard really great things about this. I think I'm gonna like it, and I think the sequel is coming out this year. I got it in with this cover because they made a cover change in between books 1 and 2, so even though the original cover of this was prettier, I thought I'd much rather have them match. Next I have The Changeling by Victor Laval. I saw this on possibly Literate's channel, and she really liked it. I think she read it last year, and I can't fully remember what it's about. I just remembered that when she talked about it, I was super into it, so I needed to buy it. I don't know if this is like magical realism or something. I don't know. The synopsis on the back isn't very illuminating either, so I'm just gonna have to go into this not knowing a lot, but I'm really excited. And then I think these were also secondhand editions, but in new conditions, so that's pretty awesome, and they're like the perfect size in my opinion. The first is The Fact of a Body, a Memoir and the Murder by Alexandria Marsano Lesnevich. Probably pronounced that wrong. This might be completely wrong, but I think it's about the author's like her own experiences with being like abused or something, or raped even, and how she then becomes a law student, and as a law student kind of encounters a crime that involves very similar elements to that. I don't know, might be really wrong, but it sounds really interesting and also very hard to read. I've heard that it's kind of, yeah, difficult to interact with, basically, but I'm excited to read it, and I can't wait to find out what exactly it actually is about. And finally, a gorgeous cover, and again, a gorgeously huge book, The Breakdown by B.A. Paris. This is a mystery thriller, I think, that follows this woman who like drives home through the woods in her car, and then she sees a woman in another car that just stands there, but she doesn't seem to be like in any kind of trouble, so she continues on, and then I think the next day she finds out that that particular woman had been murdered. So I don't even know, but it seems like a good thriller. I think I've heard pretty good things about it, so I'm excited to read this soon when I'm back into a thriller reading mood, because I must say March Mystery Madness kind of took it out of me. And that is it for my enormously huge, unfortunately expensive book haul. I can finally now put these books in my shelves if I had space for them. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them, and if you haven't read Red Rising, you should. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're new here. I upload videos every Tuesday and Friday, and I will see you then with another video. Have a lovely week. Bye!